Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we will learn about infinite scroll list or infinite feed. So when you use any social media platform like Facebook or Instagram, you might have noticed you can scroll through the feed and there is no end of it. Today we will implement that. But not for social media, we will do it for infinite newsfeed. Let's take a look at the design. We will fetch a list of articles and show it to our user. Pretty easy, right? We need paginated API for fetching the articles. For those who doesn't know about pagination, when you have a long list of data, it is time consuming to load the entire list at a single go. So we do lazy loading. That means we fetch data on demand, not beforehand. In pagination, we divide the entire list of data according to page size and load it with respect to particular page number. For this video, we will use paginated API from newsapi.org. We will use the top headlines endpoint to get the articles. The response look something like this. We are more interested in the articles. So the article consists of author, title, description, URL to image, and there are other things. If you look at the design, there is one image for the article, title, and instead of this 2-minute read, we will use published at property. So we will only use these properties. We need to convert the response from API. So I have copied the response and used QuickType.io to convert it to Dart class. I will be using the news response for our project. Let's go to our project now. So I have used this kind of project structure and this is only for this tutorial. This is a very rough one. There is this remote API file to fetch data. I have copied the news response and we have the article widget for the UI of our articles. For this tutorial, we will not be focusing on the UI part. We will focus on creating infinite list only. Let's go to main.dart. We have couple of steps. First is to set up remote API to get news articles. Second is to make the design. Then we will know more about the packages that we will use. And finally, we will load list of data in the screen. So in remote API, we have a method called getArticleList to do HTTP call. In the URL, we are using page number and page size to get paginated articles. We will use page size 10. So in every page, we will get 10 articles. We will be returning list of articles from this method. We of course have the API key to get the response. You can also get that by registering yourself to newsapi.org. Let's create the design now. I want to have one app bar. So let's create that first. I want to have the title as, let's say, news. And I want to make it little better. So I am putting it in center, making this property 2. Let's run this and see how that looks. While this builds, let's create the body. So I want to have a container here. And I want my container to have devices height and width. So let's have that. So I'm taking the devices height. And I want to do the same for width. So now, before we move on to create the scrollable infinite feed, let's see the packages that we will use. So we will be using this infinite scroll pagination package for our scrollable list. And for fetching data, we'll be using HTTP. So if you see in my pubspec YAML, I have this infinite scroll pagination and HTTP package inside my dependencies. Now the build is finally done and we can see our app bar. So let's move on and create the scrollable list. So for this, we will be using paged list view from this package. So in this paged list view takes two types. First one is the type of your page number or page key, which is always be integer. The second type you can put is the entity that you are getting back from your HTTP call. In this case, we will be putting article. As you see, one of the required parameter is paging controller. Let's create that. So for this paging controller, you can also put the same type. First one, page key type, and the second one is item type. So integer and article we will be putting. Let's define this. So it takes one required parameter, which is the first page key. We will start with page number 1. So let's have that inside first page key. Now that our paging controller is ready, let's put the reference here. Now we will move on to create builder delegate. It takes paged child builder delegate. So let's have this here. Also, we will mention article as we are getting back that. So we will be putting that type here. The paged child builder delegate takes item builder. This is similar to list view item builder. So we will be putting a function here from where we will be returning our article widget. You have to mention build context and article, that the item type that you are getting back. So article as item and the index, which is integer. Perfect. So let's return article widget from here. If you remember the design, we had this kind of layout. Inside article widget, I have already made that. Since we are not focusing on the UI, let's not discuss about it and we will be just returning it from here. So the article widget takes headline, image URL and published at. We will be taking that from item, which is article entity, the title of this article, the URL to image, and we will be taking the published at property. So we have created our UI, but we didn't do the API call. So now let's do that. We will use this paging controller to fetch data from the API. We want to show list of articles on page load. So inside init state, let's do the API call so that we have our data ready before the page builds. This paging controller has listener, and when needed, it will fire an API call. So inside init state, let's have the listener. I am going to write a method inside this listener, so whenever we need new data, this listener will fire the API call. the add page request listener will give the page key to call the API with that particular page number. So inside fetch articles method, we will pass that. In this method, we will fetch articles by calling the API. I am returning list of article from the getArticleList method. So let's write this. Let's put this HTTP call inside try catch block because we might get any exception when we are doing this HTTP call. There is a little logic here. Let's say we have total 48 articles. If we divide those with respect to page size 10, we get 4 pages with 10 articles each, and last page will have 8 articles. When we are at the last page, we want to point that to our paging controller. We will use two methods that paging controller has. Append last page for the last page as it's obvious, and append page for the pages before that. These two methods will take newly fetched articles to append to our paged list view. Additionally, append page method will take the key for the next page, which will be page key plus 1. Now that the API call is ready, let's see how it looks on the UI. Loading data, and we can see the articles. Perfect. So if we go down, we see this loader. That means it's calling to get the next page data. The only thing that I don't like is the white bits that are coming from the background. And also, we need some separation in between articles. Also, some padding might be good, right? So let's do that. For separation between articles, we will be using separated constructor of paged list view. We will get separated builder inside that. And let's return sized box from there so that we have some gap. Now the UI looks better. One thing though, how do we know we are not getting all the data at a single go? Let's put a debugger from where we are calling the API on this line. Let's rebuild again. As you can see, it's coming, the debugger is coming here and it's trying to load the data for the first time. Let's move on. Now it's coming again, and if you see the page key, it's 2. That means it loads the first 2 pages of data at a single go. If I scroll through, I can see this progress indicator and it's trying to get the next page data, the page key 3. It does the same thing for page number 4. Perfect. We have successfully created our happy path. Give yourself a pat on the back. Now we will focus on the errors. We can get any exception when we call API to get data for the first time or page number 1. We can also get exceptions for subsequent API calls. We will handle these two first. Inside Builder Delegate, there are 2 properties. First one is First Page Error Indicator Builder. And the next one is Next Page Error Indicator Builder. As the name suggests, it actually does that. So in First Page Error Indicator Builder, I want to return some text so that we show the user that he has got some error. And I want to do the same thing for the Next Page Error Indicator Builder. Let's do that. Additionally, I want to show user something when we have done our last API call and there is no more data to load. So I will use No More Items Indicator Builder to show that. To get error on the first page, I am changing the URL endpoint. Now we should see the error when we rebuild our UI. Now we see the error occurred text. Let's get rid of the wrong URL and let's see if we get the text when we do the last API call. And there is no more data. So the data is coming perfectly, the articles. Let's scroll through. And we are probably at the last page. Yes. So we can see the text, right? If you now want to get rid of the circle progress indicator and show nice shimmer, that can also be done. You can check out this First Page Progress Indicator Builder property and return anything that you like. And also there is this New Page Progress Indicator Builder. Now we want to get recent news if we pull from the top. This is actually a pretty common feature. We will wrap this container with refresh indicator and call the refresh method on paging controller. I will be taking the on refresh property and on pull to refresh, I will be calling the paging controller on fresh method, which will indeed do a fresh API call with page number 1. we have successfully created infinite scrollable list, and additionally, we have this pull to refresh functionality. I hope you have learned something new today, and you will use this in your current or future projects. If you like to know more about Flutter, please subscribe to my channel. And if you liked this video, give a thumbs up. The GitHub link for this project will be in the description. Thanks for watching.